Good morning, Shazam. This is Shazam, and he's making sure that the chair doesn't move from its current position. He is probably almost 5 years old now. He's a Pisces, and his favorite color is gray because he likes to eat mice. Shazam? Hey, sweetie. Oh my goodness, what are we looking at today? Well, it's very simple, really. I get a lot of calls for digitizing. People say, oh, I've got all these tapes. Can you digitize them for me? With pleasure. But what really irritates me is I get the odd person saying, oh, can you advise me? I want to convert these myself. To me, that's like swear words. It's like, why don't you just kick me in the backside and throw a raw egg in my eye, I'm very much against people doing it themselves, not only from a business point of view, but from a fact that a lot of these things are utter and total garbage. Then I thought, well, maybe people don't know that. Unless you go and buy yourself a Nakamichi and high-end audio card that samples at 96 kilohertz, yada, 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 are you really going to get good quality from something that's cheap and nasty? Well, let's find out today in the first of a series of videos I plan to do, looking at do-it-yourself versus let me do it for you. I'm not going to get too technical, but let's just say I would like to see what this is all about. The ION, a company I don't think we see much of anymore. They sort of had their day. I think they did a VHS. There's another company now doing a cine film transfer machine that does a very slow transfer. Again, maybe they work, but will they be as good? We'll see. Now, this one I picked up on eBay for about £26. There seem to be quite a few on at that price. This is a double cassette deck, which you can connect into your hi-fi, or lo-fi in this case. And it has a USB connection. I'm not sure if it's bidirectional. I assume it's just out. But we'll find out. So this came in the post, £26 on eBay. This is a Euro model, a 220. It is the Tape2PC. It's the silver version. There are a few in black as well. I think I wouldn't want to embarrass my hi-fi by putting this with it, but maybe I'm just a hi-fi snob. Needless to say, let's take a look what I got. Now, part of the reason AVtransfers specializes in more obscure stuff these days is because of things like this that reduce my incentive to want to offer this type of service of audio cassette to computer file or CD. Look, if you've just got one tape to do, of course, it makes sense to give it to somebody else to do for you. Also now with the reawakening of the cassette format, people seem to be interested in it again. There's less and less people without tape decks. Everybody seems to have a cassette deck these days. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the loving way in which this was packed. This is new in box. In what way is this new in box? Unused. Yeah. All right. The good news is what I suppose we'll give them is it is with its original CD software and its original cables. And that actually, ironically, you can pay £7 or £8 for a set of cables like that and a USB. Okay, it does look like it's been unused. Perhaps a present they didn't want. This stuff I have no desire to keep. Audacity recording software included. Now, that's available, and there's obviously newer versions now, but I might just install the old one on there for fun. I think Audacity you can download for free. It's a little bit heady to get your head around. Perhaps this is a simplified version. So what's the story? Why did someone buy one of these and not use it? Perhaps they plugged it in and realized it was not for them. Perhaps they realized that even though you had a tape to computer converter, You still have to play the tapes out in real time. It's not high speed. Needless to say, I'm probably not the first or the last person to look at one of these machines on. But let's take a quick look at the front. Oh, okay. You know what? It's actually not bad looking. Let's just take a look at that. Let me just get the camera a bit down. There we go. We've got eject. Oh, that's either very slow or very broken. It's pulled down, perhaps it'll eject quicker. Oh, that's very much got a rigor mortis kind of vibe going for it. Hey. I pushed eject. It's like an old person. It's kind of like me. It's kind of like me. Anyway, it is ejecting very slowly. And let's have a look here. Okay, so basics here, right? Let's look at the basics. We have got a fixed record playhead, and we've got a electronic erase head. So it'll actually do a good job of erasing a cassette. Wow, these are incredibly stiff. I'm very wonder why those are so stiff. Is it just that it's cold, perhaps, maybe? This one is just a play. Okay. What else has it got? It's got it's got noise reduction. I suppose that's as close to Dolby as we're going to get. USB cassette archiver. Well, okay, I'll give them that. Recording. All right. Record Chrome, play Chrome. Yeah, they've thought of Chrome. This looks like they wanted something in front. Would have been nice if there was a USB plug in front. Deck counter for deck B only. Record level. Not individual channels, just together. It actually looks quite nice. It actually looks like a very nice machine. Doesn't weigh, not too bad on the weight either. 11 watts. So, okay, so this is the USB connector here. And it's got a gain. I guess when you're playing to your computer, you can change this. I guess if you want to do it the simple way. Record input, play output. Well, there you go. Where would this be made? It's got like a little, very much a very loose thing on there, huh? I guess it's made in China. Where else would it be made? Well, it's actually not plastic. It's a metal case. I'll give them that. I think when these were new, these were a lot more. But yeah, let's see if it works. Well, the good news is I've plugged it in. It lights up. So the seller wasn't lying. It does work. And I've pushed play. And of course, it's all piano key. But it does appear to be working. I don't like all that noise coming through there. Whenever you push play, you can see it's just straight DC. Obviously, when you push stop, the amplifier is disconnected, which I think is just to show you there's less noise. All right, let's go plug it in. Okay, well, my front office is getting a little bit full up at the moment. Okay, so let's go get a tape. Sacrificial tape. This is one of my collection, Donald Fagen, Kamakiriad. A nice album. I have it on CD. I have it on cassette. And I have it on DVD audio, but I do not have it on vinyl. And that's apparently very expensive now for some reason. Let's try rewind. Okay. There's no light in here, which is kind of a shame. It's the kind of thing I would just do for fun, is put my own lights in here, because a light behind there would be really cool. It's playing, and I see the meters moving, and that's a good sign. So let's take a look at that, and let's go get the USB cable. I don't think this would need a drive or a driver, shall I say. But the date on the disc is 2000 and... Can you see that? Is it a 7? Yeah. And it says works with Windows 2000, XP and Vista. That kind of dates it quite nicely. Tape2PC. And it has its own easy tape converter software. And that says PC only. Okay. Oh, it's nice to have a disc for the software. Okay, I got the RCA cable. I'm not going to worry with that. I've got the USB cable. What's quite nice about this is you could just plug this straight into a laptop and off we go. Okay, so let's plug this in quickly and see what we can find. Unfortunately, I have a bit of a USB overload on my stereo. So let's find something that we can steal or disconnect in the meantime. Let's have a look here. What's this? We never have enough USB plugs for everything. But let's just try that. I think that's a scanner. We can take that out for now. Pop that in and see what the computer does. Okay, so now I'm just taking a look at the computer. And if you look at this, it seems to have picked it up in Windows. What's this? What's the latest Windows? I don't even know anymore. So it's picked it up as a microphone, which may or may not be a problem because I'm not sure if it'll be stereo, but it's definitely got sound coming through, which is quite good. So let's check that out. So in here, I need to change this to stereo. Let's see. Let's just do 2 channels, 44 kilohertz. That's well above anything that tape can produce. Okay, and let's call this the ION Cassette 2PC. Okay, that makes a bit more sense now. So now if you look at your sound options, you've got that all set up. Great. Okay, so in your settings, you just got to make sure you choose the correct sound output as well. But there we go. Those are my speakers. And that's okay. So let's put the disc in the drive and see what we get. I think I'm just going to use that one and see what that does. Record. No. All right. Let's see. Transport. Okay. There we go. I've selected the right device to record. Let's see what that sounds like. You know, while the quality is not bad, I gotta say it doesn't sound like it's the right speed. It sounds a bit slow. I don't know if it's my imagination, but that does definitely sound a little bit slower than it should sound for that piece of music. Let me try the other deck, see what that does. Just change it around to the other side. And that might improve. I mean, I'm pretty sure there'll be an adjustment for the speed, but I don't think I should need to adjust it if I don't need to adjust it, right? Now, play it on the other side. Okay. And we'll put it onto Chrome mode because I think the tape is a Chrome tape. Let's see what we can do. And let's start recording. And there she goes. Oh, I'm pretty impressed with the functionality of the software. I haven't really used Audacity much, but it seems to do the job. Audio setup. No. Alright, let's stop it there. And we'll just compare the 2 recordings, shall we? That's deck A. And then the next one. Yeah, well, they're both there. They both record. They do sound a little bit slow. maybe it's just my imagination. Everything sounds slow to me these days on cassettes for some reason. Let me get a different tape and just see. Take this one out. I suspect this is a, would the belts be loose? I don't think they're loose enough to cause it to be slow. Would they be? Could they be? They might. But let's just try another tape to be sure. Okay, another one of my favorite cassettes. China Crisis. Let's see what this sounds like. I wouldn't be surprised if with a bit of use it kind of warms up a bit, and it's been obviously in a cold truck all night. How do you delete things? Let's just go here and go new. Okay, there we go, and let's record. It's quite high up, the volume, recording level. Oh, I see, you can drop it there. Okay, that's quite nice. Alright, fine. So now we are recording China Crisis. I'm going to change it to non-chrome position. Yeah, there's quite a lot of clipping in the recording, and I wonder if that's because it's clipping on the hardware side or in the software side. But let's see what that sounds like, shall we? Oh, that sounds right. Now I'm going to take off the chrome button. Actually sounds very good. Well, to be honest with you, while that's not an exhaustive test by any stretch of the imagination, and I probably would be quite frightened to see what it does on a wound flutter meter, I'm not too alarmed. I think for £26, if you were buying something to do your own tapes, and for example there were voice recordings, I think it'd be absolutely fine. If you're going to be transferring your master cassettes from your band, you might want something slightly better because of the wound flutter factor, which I can hear there's a little bit of vibrato there. But is it enough to send it away to somebody else to do it on a Nakamichi? Well, that I guess is a matter of choice. If you want to do things like enhance the sound, change the levels, do something else with it, perhaps, if that's in your skill set, absolutely. But you might find it better to use somebody else to help you with that. Well, I'd love to give it a damning verdict. I certainly can't. It's a reasonable piece of kit, and I think what I've seen justifies its price. Anything up to £100 for one of those I think would be reasonable, given the fact that you don't need to buy very much to do it. You just buy that box and plug it into your computer and away you go. The Audacity software, even though it's old on the disc, is free to use, and you can get the latest version online, and it still works with that machine. So yeah, just keeping it real. Keeping it realistic as well. I mean, let's face it, none of us wants to throw money down the toilet, and that's probably why I don't do a lot of cassette transfers and do mainly things like open reel cassettes and multi-track recordings, which are a little bit more involved. But for that, I'm impressed. From me, Howard at AVtransfers.co.uk, I'm as surprised as you are. Have a good one, have a good Christmas, and happy sunshine, smiley face. Till later. Bye.